Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, man, we got a Just Out Lounge today. She executed her husband in their living room. The murder of Terry Thompson. She's like, what the? I bet you has another, human being involved. What you think? I bet he got involved with somebody else. Cheating.
Oh, something like...
Oh, yeah, what you talking about?
I have no clue.
Infidelity?
We gonna see.
Or financial?
It could be either one. With situations like this, but I don't know.
Just an assumption. But hey, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box
down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it in with a thumbs up.
Let's get it. Let's check this out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
On the morning of August 9th, 2019, 44-year-old U.S. Customs agent Marcia Thompson shot and killed her husband of over a decade while he rested leisurely on the couch in their living room. After calling for paramedics and police, Marcia placed her gun in a safe location and surrendered herself to law enforcement. Not once did Marcia deny what she had done. Yet, as details emerged, what first appeared to be a case of cold-blooded murder began to look like it could be anything but. Hi there, I'm Kevin and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case may be divisive amongst our audience. This is the story of a father of 2 young children who lost his life abruptly and the wife that believed she did what she had to. Let's take a look.
We gonna see, babe.
It was around 1 a.m. on the morning of August 9th, 2019. At home in Loxahatchee, Florida, 44-year-old Marcia Thompson was on the phone with her husband, Terry, who was on his way home. The couple's 2 children, aged 6 and 7, were asleep in the other room. Terry wanted his wife to keep him company while he drove through the night. Because of this, Marcia had managed only a few hours of sleep. She was due to start her shift as a customs agent at the port of Palm Beach at 7 a.m. When Terry finally arrived an hour later, he was in a foul mood. The couple had begun to argue over the phone and had done so for hours, mostly over marital problems. Terry brought his hostility home with him. The argument continued in person until roughly 6 a.m. when Marcia began preparing to leave for work. What transpired over the next few minutes would forever change the lives of the Thompson family. Only Marcia can know what exactly took place, and she would later tell a detective that much of it was a blur. She just didn't remember the details. But at 6:10 a.m., she placed a call to 911.
911 emergency?
Yes, I need the police at my house, Marcotte Boulevard in Loxahatchee. Please.
What's wrong, ma'am?
My God, I just shot and he was threatening to kill me.
Did you say you just shot him?
Yes, I shot.
You said you shot him, he was threatening to kill you, but then in the beginning they said he was asleep.
It said resting, but yeah.
Did you say you just shot him?
Yes, I shot. He was threatening to kill me and I had please.
Okay, where did you shoot him at?
I shot him in the front and the back. I don't know a lot of times.
Okay, can you go over and check to see if he's breathing? If not, we can start chest compressions right away.
I'm scared to go over. He was threatening to kill me.
Okay, I don't want to put you in harm's way.
I'm afraid because if he's awake, I don't know if he's going to attack me or what.
Does he have a gun or no?
He doesn't know. No.
He doesn't have any weapons?
No.
Okay.
Not on him, no. There's a machete in the room and another gun in the closet in the room.
And where did you put your gun?
It's in my holster. I was getting ready for work.
So you have it on you?
Yeah, it's on me in my holster. On my gun belt.
While preparing for work, Marcia had changed into her Customs and Border Control uniform, complete with her service weapon. It was this gun that she had used to shoot her husband. Emergency dispatch requested that she set the firearm aside before deputies arrived on scene. Marcia placed the gun on top of the refrigerator in the kitchen. She told the operator that she had shot Terry an undetermined number of times in both the front and back. From where he lay on the living room floor, he was gasping. Marcia observed him from the safety of the kitchen. She would not approach him.
Were you guys arguing before this?
Yes. We were. 1 in the morning, he was mad on the phone, and then he came home and he was just really upset at me.
Do you decide to go over to him? I can instruct you on how to do the compressions till we get there, okay? I know you're scared.
I am. He's trying to kill me so many times. I'm afraid if I go over, he'll do something.
As deputies arrived at the house on Murcott Drive, a uniformed Marcia Thompson emerged from the front door. She was not crying or frantic. There were no signs of visible injuries. She was immediately placed into custody. Marcia sat staring out at the scene. EMTs and other emergency responders took over the street. When spoken to during this time, Marcia only asked after her children, ensuring a family member was contacted to care for them. Neither child had witnessed what had occurred inside the house.
They're asking a lot of questions.
I
You want me
know.
to just keep it like
Yeah.
I just keep telling them I don't know. Your oldest one, she heard the gunshots.
I know.
Okay.
Because she came out like right after. And I
Okay.
told
Yeah,
her.
she keeps asking me if Daddy got shot. So I just keep telling them that I don't know what's going on yet. So all right. I didn't know if you wanted me to say anything to them.
No.
Which one is? Sorry, I don't know anything.
It's that guy in the middle.
Okay.
It's enough of 90. Take one by number attached to the call. I don't need the 14.
Protect the babies. Protect the babies. Please, Lord. Protect the babies. Please, Lord. Help them, Lord. Please. Please help the babies, Lord.
Entering the scene, EMTs found 52-year-old Terry Thompson face down on the living room floor near to the couch. He was declared dead upon their arrival. Marcia was questioned by detectives on scene, her uniform confiscated as evidence. She told detectives that in the 15 minutes prior to the shooting, she had been in her bedroom preparing to leave for work. She recalled getting ready, Terry berating her from the living room, angry with his wife for various reasons. She was not good enough, he was saying. She explained that her husband had been abusive for years. That morning and throughout the night, he had been threatening to kill her, she said. When deputies asked why she hadn't called 911 when her husband made the initial threats, she said she was scared and thought her cell phone might have been in the living room. However, when deputies arrived on scene, they saw Marcia's cell phone was still clipped to her duty belt. She subsequently dropped it outside of the house. It was the same phone she had used to call 911. As Marcia sat in the back of the deputy's cruiser, detectives and later crime scene technicians descended upon the house to gather evidence and to verify or disprove her story. From his position on the living room floor, it was clear that Terry had fallen from an outstretched position on the couch. Next to him was a blanket, a pillow, and a laptop. It seems he had been lying in his underwear, on his back, with his feet propped up. He was covered by the blanket. The computer rested on his lap. Terry had been shot a total of 9 times. The first 2 had been delivered to his front on the chest. At that time, he had raised his left arm, effectively blocking a 3rd shot from also reaching his midsection. The gun was fired 6 more times as Terry fell from the couch. Not a single bullet missed its target. Crucially, all 6 of these shots were delivered to Terry's back after he fell to the floor.
My goodness.
Overkill.
Deputies found 9 .40 caliber shell casings along a wall. A bullet-resistant vest and a carrier was draped over the opposite end of the couch. Detectives searched the area immediately surrounding Terry's body, looking for a weapon. They tossed the cushions and moved the furniture. Then they speculated that perhaps a gun would be found underneath him. But that theory was put to rest when Terry was eventually moved to reveal that the only items he had fallen on were his cell phone and laptop. Law enforcement did locate potential weapons in the house. A second gun was locked away in a safe. There was a machete in the bedroom. A golf club rested near to the couch. But there were no potential weapons within arm's reach of the 52-year-old when he was killed. Earlier in the evening, during their argument, Terry had thrown a remote control at Marcia, she said. Deputies did not find a device out of place. Based on these facts at the scene, detectives concluded that Marcia's claim of self-defense was bogus. She was arrested under suspicion of first-degree murder.
Sometimes in my career I've done things I don't like to do. Unfortunately, based on the circumstances, my investigation of the scene, I have been placed for your arrest. This.
44-year-old Marcia Thompson met her future husband at the University of Florida in 2000 when she was 20 years old. He was 13 years her senior. Back then, she found him to be confident and charming. The two were friends at first and eventually began dating. Marcia had never had a serious boyfriend before Terry. Their relationship was long distance for a number of years. Marcia trained as a customs agent and used all of her available free time to visit Terry. In 2007, the couple were engaged. Throughout this period, however, Terry's behavior became increasingly controlling. He began to dictate what she wore, where she worked, who she saw. Over the years, his complaints about his wife developed into a theme, that Marcia was not good enough. She was a poor mother, a bad wife. Her hair was wrong, and so were her clothes. She couldn't make him happy. Terry's abuse turned physical around the same time they became engaged. He accused Marcia of cheating on him and violently attacked her. This incident and Terry's behavior came as a shock to Marcia at that time, though it would later become commonplace in their relationship. He would apologize and make promises to never act out again in this way. Marcia would forgive him every time. Aside from brief periods during and immediately after her pregnancies, the violent episodes were a constant. The couple were married in August 2008. She killed him just over 10 years later. Marcia was released on bond, fixed with an ankle monitor, and placed under house arrest. In the years that followed, Marcia's defense team had tried and failed to have the charges dropped based upon Florida's stand your ground laws. They would, however, maintain that Marcia was acting in self-defense. They argued that she was suffering from both battered spouse syndrome and post-traumatic stress at the time of the shooting. When the case went to trial in the summer of 2024, prosecutors conceded that years of physical and sexual violence predated the shooting. The question for jurors was Marcia Thompson's state of mind when she killed her husband. They argued that the crime scene proved premeditation. The history of abuse in the relationship on which the defense's case rested was, in fact, according to the prosecution, an indicator that Marcia Thompson knew exactly what she was doing. Years of suffering injuries at the hands of her husband gave her a uniquely qualified view of what imminent danger looks like, they argued. And that morning, no such danger existed. Terry had sent Marcia to the hospital more than once. Her life had been threatened at other points in time, and she had not killed him. Indeed, she had never fought back. To the state, this meant that on the morning of August 9th, Marcia was not fearful for her life, but was simply fed up. She was sleep-deprived, angry, and exhausted from arguing, and her husband continued to insult her. Florida's self-defense law permits the use of lethal force in response to an immediate threat to life, but they maintained that in this case, there was none.
Between Terry Thompson and Marcia Thompson that night until shots were fired was verbal. And what you'll hear is during this verbal argument that at some point this defendant goes into her bedroom to get ready for work, and she estimates that took about 15 minutes for her to get ready for work. She put on her uniform, she put on her hair up, she put in her earrings, and then she tells Detective Gelfand that the next thing she remembers is hearing shots. It was a tumultuous relationship. There are allegations of domestic violence. She talks about specific instances in the past of violence. Doesn't really paint Mr. Thompson in the best light. But what you're going to hear from that statement is that on that night, the most egregious thing that Terry Thompson used were his words. He made threats, but he did absolutely nothing in furtherance of those threats.
Defense counsel Jessica Michelli also argued that the years of living with Terry Thompson had made Marcia adept at sensing when she was in physical danger from him. And that is how she knew, with complete certainty, from the moment he returned home that night, that she was in serious danger.
By the time he arrived home, he was irate. He came in with a demeanor, with a way about him that Marcia Thompson saw a difference, recognized it, and she knew what was coming. And the last thing he said to her was, "If you come out of that room, I'm going to kill you." By this time, she's dressed, walking out of the room, has her duty weapon on her. And in an act of self-defense, with an imminent danger of death or great bodily harm, Marcia Thompson shot Terry Thompson. She immediately called 911. She proceeded to fully cooperate with the entire investigation with every officer.
The state's key witness was Daniel Steelman, a crime scene reconstructionist from Baldwin County in Alabama. Steelman had been called in by Palm Beach detectives to offer his expert analysis. He told jurors that based upon an examination of the bloodstain spatter and ballistics, there was no evidence that Terry even stood up before he was shot 9 times. He said there was also no evidence that there was a weapon anywhere near him. Of the physical abuse, there were no documented instances in the time period leading up to his death. This fact was meant to demonstrate that no escalation had taken place before the shooting. It was business as usual in the Thompson household. Marcia had no physical injuries when deputies responded to Murcott Drive. Verbal assaults on Marcia had been nearly constant. On this point, they conceded. But there was no evidence of an escalation, and you cannot kill your husband because he insults you.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they did have previous domestic issues. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to a case like this, previous doesn't matter. It's about the moment, right? Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, it appears in the moment. Also, y'all been arguing, heard no rest. Yes, yeah, the temperament is high, right? Mm-hmm. But my biggest thing is, did he really threaten to kill you if you can't? Because he said, if you come out that room, I'm going to kill you. But he knew you had to go to work.
Yeah. With stuff like that, I just kind of, listen, because no one will ever know. because it's
no one will ever know any of the truth because the other party is not there.
True, right?
No, keep talking.
That's all I was gonna say.
Oh, you just never mind. But do you feel like it can be premeditated when it comes down to the fact of someone being in an abusive situation? Do you think like someone could premeditate?
Yeah.
So in this,
I think it's like what he said earlier. It was more so of a thing of not a threat at that moment, but like she was fed up.
Not because I know what was that? Her lawyer got up there and said, well, she kind of was able to already know that, hey, it's gonna be some type of altercation.
But you can't necessarily go off of it if there's no physical, no like he's trying to take your life in this moment. Then you can't. Yeah.
Because so far
you can act on basically. Yeah.
Because so far it looks like, all right, the argument is so she's pissed off. Yeah. I done had to stay on the phone with you because it comes out like very one-sided. Like you wanted me to stay up with you, but you ain't got to come enough courtesy also to, you know what I'm saying? And then however often y'all possibly do argue, she got to go to work. You come home, you finna get on the couch and she worked up while you finna just probably lay here and then, because I looked up the date. It was August 9th, 2019. It's a Friday. And because at first I was like, well, we can ask the kids. But the kids in Florida, they typically go back to school letters, you know what I'm saying? And so the kids heard the gunshots, but I doubt they heard the argument.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they probably sleep. It's 6 a.m.
Because the kids was what, 6 and 7? Mm-hmm. So they can be a witness to certain things.
Well, they won't be a witness to anything, but hearing the gunshots, which we all know that the gunshots.
But what if one of the kids actually heard the arguments?
I mean, they possibly did, could have, but we haven't gotten there yet. I don't know if they did, but yeah. And I hate that they even had to hear any of that. But yeah.
Jessica Michele called upon forensic psychologist Michael Brannon to testify that a battered woman's experiences affect her perception of imminent danger.
Did you diagnose Ms. Thompson with PTSD?
I did, post-traumatic stress disorder.
Did you find that she meets criteria for battered spouse syndrome?
I did, yes.
The doctor testified that it was unwise to place too much consideration on whether Terry was actually armed. What mattered was whether Marcia believed that he was. She stated that Terry had kept a gun in the closet, a golf club in the living room, a machete by the bed, and knives hidden throughout the house, sometimes in between the couch cushions where he lay the morning he died. She had reason to believe that he had access to one of these knives that morning. In the period leading up to his death, Terry had began to use these weapons as part of his threats towards her. He had also reportedly stated on more than one occasion that knives were so well hidden throughout the home that she would never be able to find them all. It seemed...
But they did search the couch and found there was nothing in the couches, right?
Mm-hmm. That despite Terry's routine accusations of his wife's infidelity, he was the one frequently stepping out of the marriage. Outside of the jury's presence, Teresa Benton, a former girlfriend of Terry's, testified to the final encounter she had with him. The two had been arguing. He was coming at her, so she reached for a kitchen knife. Having discovered that he was married, she had also dialed Marcia Thompson on her cell phone. Teresa connected only to Marcia's voicemail, but kept up the ruse that she was communicating on the other end as she continued to defend herself.
And I was telling him that since he was leaving for Thanksgiving anyway, he needed to go ahead and pack all of his things because he was clearly lying about the marriage that he'd been lying about for all these years.
What happened when you got the knife?
He was coming down the stairs and I already had the call and I started like kind of pointing it at him. I know that
So you had Marcia Thompson on the phone, Marcia Thompson's voicemail on the phone with you.
Yes.
Okay. And you're speaking to her and holding out the knife at the same time.
Yes. And he wasn't really kind of responding. But when I flipped the phone around and showed the number, that is the only time that he actually showed that he was going to back up. Like he wasn't, he didn't care. He wasn't scared. But when he saw that I had actually, that is my perception, is that when he saw that I had actually dialed a real number that was her, it was my impression that he thought that I might actually have reached her.
The other behaviors that Teresa detailed paralleled those already alleged by Marcia. Phone calls at all hours of the day and night, including many to her workplace, extreme and unjustified accusations of cheating, and many threats to her life.
He would call work. He would come up to work. He made it impossible to sleep. He would keep me awake. At this time, he was already retired. He would.
Were you financially supporting him?
Yes.
Okay. Go on. Did he threaten to kill you?
Yes, he did. Multiple times.
Did he? No, it's okay. I'm sorry. Did he threaten you with a machete?
Multiple. There were 2 in the home.
Okay. And had he actually threatened you with a machete or to kill you with a machete?
Yes, he did.
Terry's ex-wife, Melissa, was also prepared to testify for the defense. However, this line of questioning was deemed inadmissible as evidence at trial. The defense instead called before the jury multiple friends and family members of Marcia's who had witnessed Terry's behavior towards his wife firsthand. Indeed, family members had also been on the receiving end of his threats. Her grandmother told of a time she prayed after Terry called her to say her granddaughter was sleeping with coworkers and then threatened to kill her family. Marcia's brother testified to a phone call from Terry, upset about her not being a good wife, that ended, again, with a threat to kill the entire family. Marcia Thompson chose to tell her story directly to the jury. Over 2 days, she explained how she became entangled in a relationship with an older man who controlled her every move. Terry's behavior became more physical in the last 5 years. The frequency and intensity of the attacks peaked in the 12 months prior to the shooting.
He was my first boyfriend. He was a lot more confident than me. He had a lot of opposite traits than me that he helped kind of sometimes would show me stuff, teach me things. I don't yell back at him. He would yell for extended periods of time, accusing me of not dressing feminine enough for him, having my hair the way he likes it, how I know how he likes it.
Would he call you names?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of names would he call you?
He would call me a whore, slut, bitch, cunt, a lot of bad names.
And this is what he's screaming at you during these arguments?
Yeah. They usually ask me at the doctor, like, were you in a car accident? Like, what trauma happened to you?
Did you ever tell them what was happening to you?
No.
Neck problems?
Back problems, a neck problem.
Okay. Chronic pain?
Yes.
Did you have to be treated or did you ever take care of this?
They usually gave me injections to help with the pain. And then in 2020, because he didn't want me going to the doctor, the only time I was able to go to urgent care was when I could barely move. So I wouldn't be able to work if I didn't do something. And I was able to get the surgery in 2020.
In 2020, what surgery were you able to get?
It's ACDF to fuse the herniated disc in the neck.
Has that helped with your pain?
It has, yes.
When asked why she didn't leave him, a tearful Marcia told jurors she did not believe she could end the relationship and survive. Dr. Brennan had testified that women who leave their abusers are at a greater risk of violence than those who stay. That morning, she tried, as she always did, to calm him down.
He started yelling at me about I wasn't a good mother, I wasn't a good wife. What am I even doing with him? I can't please him. And I apologized to him that I'll try to do better. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I forget things and do these things, and I started to try to massage his feet because that usually calmed him down.
At this point, did you want to go to sleep?
I was very tired. I only had slept maybe 2-3 hours that night.
After threats were made towards her children, Marcia began to regularly collect them from school and bring them in to work with her to ensure they would not be left alone with her husband. That morning, she tried to get a coworker to take over her 7 a.m. shift, but received no answer to her call. She feared leaving her children to go to work.
Did you feel safe to leave them?
No.
Did you feel safe that if you left, that they would be okay?
No.
Why not?
He already had threatened to kill Micah, my son. He said he was going to cut his head off. And now he was saying these things about how you'd think I was lying before. I'm going to prove to you I wasn't.
As he's telling you that he's going to kill you and that he's serious this time, what's his demeanor? Like when you're looking at him, is it seeming like just an empty threat? What's your impression?
That he's going to kill me tonight.
How sure were you?
I was 100% sure I was going to die.
And what?
I was afraid that they were going to die too.
Did you think he would kill you if you tried to leave?
Yes. He had told me that he would kill me if I tried to leave.
Did you think he would kill you if you stayed there with him?
Yes.
Did you think he would kill you even if you called the police?
Yes.
Did you believe that Terry Thompson would kill you if you didn't defend yourself?
Yes.
During prosecutors' closing statements, Assistant State Attorney Karen Black emphasized the premeditated element of the first-degree murder charge. Marcia spent a full 15 minutes in her room getting ready for work, listening to her husband berate her from the living room before she rejoined him there and shot him to death. They argued she had ample time to calm down and respond reasonably, and instead chose to murder Terry.
I'm gonna chop your head off. What is she doing in there? You don't have to put up with this, Marcia. This doesn't have to be your life, Marcia. You can take care of this. That's what's going on for that 15 minutes as she's getting ready for work. Time for reflection.
The defense characterized those 15 minutes differently. It was a period of increasing panic, of worry for her children. 15 minutes spent knowing for a certainty that there were no good options, but that eventually she needed to leave that room.
The state says, well, that's not this because Marcia Thompson had 15 minutes to relax. For 15 minutes, Marcia Thompson was in her room, losing her mind over what does she do. He's telling me he's going to kill me. If I go to work, he's going to kill me. If I come out of the room, he's going to kill me. If I get out somehow, he's going to hurt my children. He's threatened to kill my son before. And he's yelling, I'm going to kill you. If you come out of that room, I'm going to kill you. You know what? Go to work. We don't need you here. But if you come out of that room, I'm going to kill you. That's not time to relax. That's not time to gather your thoughts.
The trial lasted 6 days. It was tense in the courtroom when the jury returned with their verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit Criminal Division in 4 Palm Beach County, Florida, case number 19 CF 7582, Division U, State of Florida, versus Marcia Thompson, verdict, not guilty.
Deputy, stop it! Stop it!
Over 5 years while the trial was pending, Marcia's 2 children had lived separately from their mother. She was restricted by the conditions of her bond. Following the verdict, the family was able to reunite under the same roof. Over those many years, prosecutors had never offered a plea deal. Marcia later spoke publicly, stating that adjusting after the ordeal was tricky, but that her children were pleased to have her back. Everyone is doing well and in therapy. And that was the tragic case of Terry and Marcia Thompson. Thank you for joining me, and a special thank you this week.
Deep case. Deep case.
Yeah.
I say without like really hearing other details and things that I would want to hear. I don't know. It's just I'm saying witnesses and information from other witnesses. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
What you think?
I don't think anything. I mean, she was found not guilty. I don't really have much to go off of other than what was stated in the video. It does sound like she dealt with a lot of trauma from the marriage. This was seemed to be, she said, her only boyfriend, her only man she's been with, and he is an older guy. He was controlling. He was like, I don't know. All I have is...
I'm just saying,
I'm giving it. All I have is to go off of that, and it just sounds like she did suffer a lot of BS in her marriage, and she was dealing with a lot of trauma. I don't know actually what happened or what occurred that day or what was said that morning, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Because I will say, I do with that. I do agree. I do believe that she did go through a lot of abuse and turmoil within the relationship and then the marriage. The only thing is that day, it's very hard to say a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. The only thing, especially when it comes down to the kids, like he said, they're in therapy. I think they're going to need a lot of therapy, especially the 7-year-old daughter. She woke up, she heard the gunshots. She asked, is daddy shot? That's traumatic.
Yeah.
That's something that sticks with kids for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They're always going to have these things in their mind and in their head about...
Yeah, my heart.
Especially if they experience the abuse throughout the relationship and the marriage.
Yeah.
As far as them being there, because that's traumatizing for kids to witness the abuse of a relationship, especially at a young age.
Yeah, my heart definitely goes out to the children.
And with her, if she is dealing with PTSD, hopefully they can go through treatment with her and being able to help her heal. You know what I'm saying? Even the PTSD of battling the case. Because you can get PTSD from even battling a case like that for that long. Because constant worry of, am I going to jail for the rest of my life? So that's another thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? She probably lost her job. Because of the type of job she has. She has a federal job, customs. So that's a hard job to keep in a situation like that. So how you bounce back as a household too, a lot of people don't think about that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because now it's just you.
Yeah.
You know? It's a lot of factors, man. But, and then they said the kids was split, so they wasn't even raising to...
No, they was split from her.
I thought
while she was out on bond, she wasn't able to have
I know
access
he said
to her
that.
kids.
I thought he was also saying that they were separated. Probably.
I heard it wrong, then.
No, I'm saying
I'm not sure.
That's crazy though, man. But y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comments. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar.